my name is Jennifer and welcome to my speed furnish of my runaway teen, who is now a young adult, new penthouse. Her and her husband and daughter and her brother, who is currently residing with them temporarily while his grandparents are taking a belated honeymoon. So you can just see I'm gathering things from their household inventory, which is why I'm kind of all over the place, because as I see things I just put them where I want them to go. But a little later, after I get the majority of the stuff out, I do take a little bit of time in certain areas to fix them up a little bit. But so this area is going to be sort of a central living area. Now I'm over to the bathroom that's off the master, and I decided that I wanted to change the entranceway bathroom to be the city living stuff, and I grabbed some of my closets I brought with me to put in there. And I have actually already had pre-edited this lot, so this is not how the lot looks if you were to move into this lot. It has been changed so that there's more bedrooms and stuff on the main floor that you get to when you come in. The original one has there's a bedroom on the main floor and there's a couple bedrooms upstairs. It's a big space with not a lot of actual functional space in the original one, which is great for lots of people, but for me, I prefer not to. I prefer to have most of my living space on one floor. I find it easier to control the Sims when I do it like that. So that is why I did that like that. And I decided to put that art table back out in the main area, which is how I had it at the old place. I had it in the main area, and not everything makes it out of the inventory. There's a few things that were in inventory even when they were in their old place. I just leave it there. And now I'm doing the kitchen with what we have. I don't end up putting upper cabinets on because I don't want to take their money down too far, but as they earn more money, I will come in and definitely add some upper cabinets in this place, because the walls are pretty tall and they look pretty barren without having upper cabinets. And I end up selling a couple of these counters because the thing, when you bring them with you, they don't retain their shape, and I wanted them to be curved. And perhaps there is a way to change them within the game, but I don't know. If you know how to do that, I'd love to know, because whenever I move my Sims, I end up having to sell any curved special pieces because they don't work how I wanted them to, in the new place. They just revert back to their original standard shapes. I suppose for the corner, I probably could have turned auto cabinets on, and then it would have turned it into that. That probably would have worked, but I'm not sure that would work with the island counters themselves, because there's no real auto for them that I'm aware of. So I put their table back outside, just like it was, the chess table, and this is going to be the room that Mason is in. And I tried to see if I could get those curtains to work, and they just don't really work in this place. I stick them in their inventory for now, but I might eventually just get rid of them. And I have a bit of an issue. I can't figure out exactly where I want this door, so I keep rearranging it. I think that is where it ends up staying, but I'm not sure. And then that's the mural that we brought that she sometimes needs to paint for her work. And I decided to put the desk over in that corner as opposed to the dresser. And there is a joining into that little area off the side, which I do some screenshots at the end, and I don't bother with that because it's such a small area. But what I do end up putting in that little room off of it is the science table, the one that kids will come over and they'll use it and they'll start fires. I put it in that room because I can lock the doors so only the household can get into it, so that hopefully there'll be less chance of fires, because if they're mental skill is higher, or if they're at the logic skill level, they're less likely to start a fire with it, which is always a good thing, to not have a fire. So this is going to have quite a few bathrooms on this floor, because essentially every bedroom has its own bathroom, except for there's going to be a toddler's bedroom, but there's a bathroom right off the toddler's bedroom, plus then there's two just shared bathrooms, so there's lots of bathrooms. But that was because I kind of modeled it after my family from City Living, and there were, by the time I finished that, there were 8 Sims, because it started with 4 young adults, 2 of whom married each other, and then the other 2 ended up with other significant others. So there was 6 adults in the house. So I needed lots of bathrooms and 2 toddlers. So it was a pretty full house and hard to look after, to be honest. So this is going to be Arabella's bedroom, and I'm trying to figure out, I want to put the dollhouse in someone's room or something, because I don't want it out, because again, when people come over, if they're mean, they're angry, whatever, they'll break it, and I don't want to not let the people come over. I'd rather just have it be protected and not in a spot where they can get to it. And I think at this point I put move objects on, because I didn't originally have it on, because I have that door, the access is underneath the stairs because that's actually open, and so I put the doors right by the closet there as you go in. I have the walls up so that doesn't help with the camera angle there where I'm trying to get to see the walls, where I'm putting those little wall shelves that we had in the inventory from when Arabella was a toddler. And I later on, not in this furnish/build, I put the snow globes on it. And I find that picture, so I decided to put it in what is currently Nathan's room. And here's where I'm moving the shelves. And I sort of fiddle with them a little bit. And like I said, I have move objects on so I can put them a little bit closer to each other. And that is, I'm pretty sure, where they stay. I think the dollhouse comes out of this room and goes perhaps into what's going to be like a toddler room, since we have the baby or babies on the way. So, and the build didn't, you saw me add those windows because I thought since it was a bedroom, it'd be nice to have some windows looking out over the patio area or whatever the big sort of gardening area out there. And I'm doing some of the bathrooms. Like I said, there's one of the bathrooms that's off, and the other one's a shared bathroom that people can access when they're coming in off the outdoor patio. And I initially try and put that there, but then I changed my mind and put it in this toddler room. And I realized later that the one wall isn't painted, so I will have to... I don't realize this during this build. I noticed after when I'm taking screenshots that wall isn't painted. So I'm going to leave it until we have the baby or babies. We'll see whether it's a boy or a girl, and then finish repainting it at that point. There's no real rush. It's going to be a few days. Or I guess it was a sim day till that's going to happen. So I'm rearranging... Oh, I'm putting a desk. I decided I'd get a table to use as a desk, because then I can have two computers right beside each other in the main living area. And since Dimitri has to use a computer quite a lot for his work, and Andi sometimes does too, because she has to write sometimes, so I just figured to keep it in the main living area, because when you have young kids, it's always good to be around them, as well as perhaps have somewhere else that you can go. But it would be better if they had laptops, because then you could use it and have it in the main area when you want to be with your kids, and then move it to a private area when you don't. So let's see, I'm rearranging some of those lights, and I'm putting some up. I'm thinking I'm actually buying some lights for this area, which I don't really furnish very much, because I'm trying to just mostly furnish with what they have in their inventory so that they don't blow through a lot of their savings, because of course their bills are going to be bigger here. And as we get more money, we will spend some more. Like I said, I'll get some upper cabinets in the kitchen and put some maybe entertainment type party things up in that big space upstairs. And if we ever need an extra bedroom, there is one big bedroom up there that we probably I would want to put a bathroom up there, because I find it's better for Sims to have somewhere somewhat close as opposed to having to go downstairs to go to the bathroom. But we don't need that at the moment because it's not going to be used heavily. I do have the room up there. I don't know if I noticed that, but I put a little room for Dimitri when he has to do things like angry rants and stuff like that. So it's not furnished at all. It's just got a cheap chair and a cheap desk and cheap computer for him to go up and do it up there. And here I'm rearranging the pictures. I move that. I don't like it. I quite like the placement of a lot of stuff in here. I did struggle a little bit with the two kids' rooms, like where to put the doors and where to decorate the things. And then that's the main entrance door. I take it away because I decide I want a different door for my front door, and I put it upstairs because I know that in the future I'll probably add a bathroom and a little different area, like wall off something, because what was supposed to be a bathroom becomes Dimitri's little not very nice area for him to go do angry rants, I should say, because I do know I've done that career a few times and they do ask you to do that more than once, so I'm expecting it to come up again. And this is where I'm trying to figure out what door to put at the front. And I'm trying to figure out what color I should use, because I don't have anything that quite matches the doors in the house, and I was kind of wanting something that would match. That is what I pick because it's close to the doors, but it's not exact. But it'll do. And then this is one of these mosaic, I think, from City Living, and that does not end up being the one that I used in the end. But I started with that. And there's what I used, because I figured the kind of red in there matches the little red of the table, so I went with that. And that mirror was actually in their inventory, as was the lights, because when I said keep furniture, it kept all the outdoor lights, so that's there. And there they are in their entranceway. And I decide that since Arabella is still young, we're going to add playground equipment up here, because they're in the city and there's nothing really here. And I had added stairs. There is in the original of this lot, penthouse, there is no way to get up to the roof. But like I said, I had previously, edited the lot a little bit, not the furnishings, but just the lot. And I put that up at the top. So here's them at the entranceway, the new entranceway. And as you come in, there's a spot for coats and shoes, and you can kind of see the kitchen off to the left and the living room through the little cutaway. And there's their living area, which mostly had stuff that they brought with them, other than the table and the chairs for the computers, and I did buy them one more computer. And there's the kitchen, which really needs those upper cabinets, so I think I'm going to make that a priority with their savings. And there's what is currently Nathan's bedroom. And I didn't change the colors, that was the colors that was there. I did change Arabella's colors, and pretty much most of the stuff she brought with her is in this room, other than the dollhouse is in what's going to be the toddler's room and the toddler bed. And we will have to get another bed if we happen to have twins, because the ley line tray is there. And here's the small master bedroom, because it's big enough. They really only sleep in there, so that's all they need. And here's a small exercise room with a nice view out of it, off the patio, and then, the view of the city. And there's Dimitri's little room for doing angry rants. That's the picture on the wall is the angry one. And then I put the bubble blower upstairs, because I figured that was going to become the party area eventually at some point. And here's the floor plan of the main floor, which will be followed by a shot of the penthouse from the patio. And I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and come back next time on Friday when Andi and her family enjoy living in their new, large, luxurious penthouse. Thanks again. Bye. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much.